Alrighty, here we are guys, part 2 for this video. I knew it was going to happen because Dark Viper made a bunch of really stupid and ignorant points in that video. So here we are with a part 2 to this. Let's get right into it.
It boggles my mind that people respect Rockstar as a game company when they've produced something as bad as GT Online. Like, I swear to you, indie companies for like 20 grand are making better games than GT Online. Not as large games, but more enjoyable, less buggy, smoother experiences. Multiplayer experiences. If you want to demonstrate that having a lot of money doesn't mean that you can produce something good, Rockstar Games.
Yeah, okay. I don't know where you're thinking that people respect Rockstar Games, because as far as I'm concerned, the community, like the majority of the community, there are a few weirdo masochists who respect Rockstar, but those of us who have retained our sanity do not respect Rockstar. I don't think anyone respects Rockstar. So where are you pulling that one from? No one's defending Rockstar. I don't defend Rockstar. I'm not defending them right now. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy and the lack of logic in your arguments. And for indie companies making better games with less money, yeah, because they want to make more money. So if they have less money, they're obviously going to try their hardest to make the best product they can with their budget. Obviously, that's how it's going to go down. But maybe you don't understand that because you don't actually, from the sounds of it and from the looks of it, you don't actually work. You're not involved with running any sort of company or business. So you don't really know too much about allocation of resources. Rockstar has billions upon billions of dollars. They can do what they want, and it wouldn't affect them at all. So, yeah, indie companies can make a better game, and have made better games than GTA. Payday 2 is a perfect example. Paladins, Fortnite, these are perfect examples of games that are better than GTA that were made with less money. So, yeah, you're right about that point. However, your last point is very disingenuous. Not everyone, but most people like Red Dead Online. Or not Red Dead Online, but Red Dead 2 in general. Red Dead 2 was a masterpiece of a game. So I don't know where you're pulling that one from, but, let's continue.
In a nutshell. Unable to connect to session. The session may no longer exist. Joining a new GT Online session. Well, why not just put me back into the session that I was in before? Why not detect if the other session exists before attempting to detect it, to join it? I'm in the clouds now. Why do things this way? That doesn't make any sense.
So it's only a problem when it inconveniences you. And again, you know nothing about game development or allocation of resources or anything like that. So let me explain this for you. For them to actually go and rework how joining a session works in GTA Online, they would have to rework the source code for the game. The source code. You know how long that would take? Quite a while. They would have to essentially rebuild the game from the ground up to cater to your nitpicking or your specific needs or whatever. They would have to spend who knows how much time going back and reworking the game because you have a problem with the way a couple of things work. And yeah, joining a session is buggy. Does not work all the time. I'll admit that, yeah. At the same time, though, I would rather have new content, however few and far between these updates are. I'd rather have the new content every, 6 months in GTA Online than wait a whole year just for them to rework the game. Because at least with new content, we get something new to do. But let's get into the next point, because this is where the hypocrisy really is going to shine through.
Why in this game do they bother not putting you in your main base and give you no way to teleport to the main base, whilst making it so that whenever you join a new session, you teleport to your main base. Meaning that joining a new session is in effect a teleport to your main base. If that is the case, then why not just have an option to teleport to your main base? Why make it as convoluted as possible? That's what I'm saying. You go to your spawn point, but why not just have a button that says teleport to spawn point? If there's going to be something that's effectively that, but without the button.
Okay, so that would literally ruin the game. Do you know how annoying it is to deal with tryhards when they do the teleport glitch to go who knows where whenever they feel like when they start a fight with you? Do you know how annoying it is to deal with that? You probably do, because you hate free mode for that exact reason. Well, let me tell you, if that's why you hate free mode, why on God's green earth is that something you would want them to put in the game? That would make it 10 times worse. Now they can fly around on the Oppressor Mark II, blow everyone up, and when someone grabs a Ruiner 2000, a Scramjet, their own Oppressor, something like that, they can just teleport to their facility and use an orbital cannon. They can use a save wizard, get a modded save, and then they can just spam the orbital cannon. Is that something you really want for the game? Screw over your entire fanbase, screw over the entire community? Is that really something you want to do, Dark Viper? For real?
Oh, wait a second, I didn't add Jepla to associates. In a regular game, I'd just be able to make him associate from this menu. And then invite him from this menu, but no. That would make too much fucking sense. So I guess I gotta go out and back in. You can invite from, oh, okay, well, then my bad. Wait, so then why do I make people associates then? Are you saying I've never needed to invite people as associates? Only for preps? I'm sorry, but that's just dumb. I'm sorry. That's just dumb.
So, wait a minute. You're complaining about the fact that you forgot to do something? You're the one that forgot to invite him to your CEO. And that's Rockstar's fault? How? If you left the lobby and joined a new one, you should know that it doesn't keep them in your CEO because they're not in the same session when you join it. You should know that. So if you forgot to invite them to your CEO before you started the mission, that's your fault, not the devs.
It was weird looking at people yesterday on Twitter saying that, oh, blaming the devs, man, it's not right. It's the people, it's the higher ups. Like, I don't think people really understand my complaints with GT Online. Most of the things I don't like about GT Online would be directly controlled by the devs. All these tiny, small decisions that make no fucking sense. Like no fucking higher up person was like, hey man, make it so the notifications is called hide notifications, enable, disable. It requires its own fucking thing and resets every single time you log in. No higher up was making that statement. No one. Rockstar.
Yes, you man-child. It was the higher-ups. The higher-ups want the devs to make the game as tedious as possible to incentivize shark card sales. So the developers, they have a lot of freedom on how they can make that happen. All of the stuff you're complaining about, yeah, it's a result of the higher-ups saying, hey, we want you guys to make us as much money as possible without us spending a whole lot of money. That's why we get 2 DLCs a year, and it takes you 6 months to grind up enough money to get those vehicles legitimately. That's why. That is exactly why they do this. And you saying that it's solely the devs, that's disingenuous and an outright lie. That is an outright lie. On to the next one. Actually, wait a minute. Forgot, this is a second point grouped into the same clip. Talking about the notification thing, well again, you're on PC. So things are going to be different on PC. Are you complaining because things are different on PC? Is that what you're complaining about? Because it sure seems like it, bro. It sure seems like it.
Rockstar does not have an enable disable notifications option. That would be too easy. They have a hide notification enable disable option. This means in order to disable notifications, you have to press enable, and to disable notifications, you have to press enable. You also have to change this option every single time you log in because it resets. Can you imagine your notification settings resetting on any other service?
That is very petty. If you knew about this already, then why don't you do that before you boot up, or before you start your stream? Right, when you boot up the game and before you boot up your stream, why don't you just do that instead if you know that's how it works? Like, what's the point in complaining about that? That is so unbelievably petty. So it seems like you just want Rockstar to fail. You want GTA Online to crumble and fall apart, not just for you, but for your community, for everyone that plays the game. You just want to see the game fail. You want them to get rid of free mode in online. You know, one of the few things people actually play that game for. And you just want them to get rid of it. That is absolutely crazy. You're not the only person that plays the game, and your opinion means nothing. You're one person in a community with over 100 million people. Your opinion means nothing to anybody. And your opinion should not dictate how we get to play the game and how we get to enjoy the game. Because we spent our money on that game, not you. Well, no, you spent your money on it, but you didn't buy our copy of the game. You know, last time I checked, I was 13, so technically my dad bought me my copy of the game. But still, my dad spent his $60 on the game, not you. You ain't spend your $60 for my copy. Who do you think you are, sitting here telling me how I can and can't enjoy the game?
I can't imagine a higher up was like, hey yo, the only way you can elongate a mission is by making it so it's on the other side of the map. There's no way some higher up is making the day-to-day small minute decisions about this game that I fucking loathe. That's just not the case.
Okay, so we're gonna start doing this a little bit simpler if it's gonna be a repeated point. See the previous point about the development and higher ups.
Like this armor system, it was made by a dev. Like, no higher up was like, hey, you should make it so you need to put 20 inputs in to select armor. Imagine you were playing Diablo, and to use a potion, it took 20 inputs. This is what a dev chose to do. It wasn't some higher up that was like, you shouldn't get your armor back when you die. The game should get harder every time you die. That was a dev.
See my point, or rather, see the point when I was talking about source code. Because yeah, same logic applies here.
So we failed now, and a dev chose that we shouldn't get the armor back. It should now become harder to do. It wasn't a higher up who was like, hey yo man, when a guy gets DC'd, you should have to redo the whole mission again. That was a dev. The annoying things about this game are not the direction it took, it's all the minute mechanics that have been implemented specifically that are fucking terrible. There are definitely some directional decisions for GT Online that I don't like, but for me, the fundamental mechanics are the things that piss me off the most. I can enjoy almost anything. It's the day-to-day mechanics that are fucking horrendous in this game. You could argue the higher ups are preventing people from going back and fixing these things, but some dev had to make them in the first place.
Refer to, once again, the source code argument that I have earlier in this video.